When I discovered the existence of the 1933 cartoon of The Wizard of Oz, I was really curious to check this out. I'm not the biggest fan of The Wizard of Oz in general, at least in terms of the film. I appreciate it, I recognise its significance, but when I'm watching it, it's certainly not my favourite. But I definitely wanted to see what this was like, because to my knowledge, I'd never seen an animated version of The Wizard of Oz. And I have to say, having watched it, I thought it was rather delightful and quite surprised. It only has a rating of 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Now, that's not a terrible rating, that's still a respectable rating, but honestly, I preferred it quite a bit more than that. This was released, of course, in 1933, directed by Ted Eshbaugh, based on the novel by L. Frank Baum, written by Frank Jocelyn Baum, who is actually the son of L. Frank Baum. So I think that gives it a nice little layer there, the fact that the script for this was written by the son of the original writer of the novel. And it follows across 8 or 9 minutes the traditional story. There are a few things in this that are quite different to the film, so I'm assuming, especially since it was written by L. Frank Baum's son, I'm assuming they do come directly from the novel. But if anybody has seen this and read the novel, I'd love to know if there were any differences between the novel and this, or if they kind of if they took or had taken any creative licenses. But I expect it's very similar. And it's interesting to see what bits then that didn't make it into the film. There's an interesting bit with an egg that's quite fascinating. That took up quite a bit of screen time. And I really liked it. One of my favourite bits was the tornado. I loved how they did that. I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. The animation for this is gorgeous. It really is stunning. The music is beautiful as well. There's no dialogue, which made it quite an interesting experience. Obviously, I've watched a lot of animations without dialogue, but I'm so used to the songs in this that it was interesting to see the narrative, an earlier version of the narrative, without the music in it. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. So even if you're not a fan of the film of The Wizard of Oz, I thoroughly recommend you check this out. It's a completely different experience, and as I said, perhaps more closely linked to the novel. But if somebody can confirm that either way, I'd be very interested to find out more about that. Maybe I should read it. I should just read the book. If you recommend it, let me know. But I really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it and you're a fan of animation, regardless of what you think about the actual film, definitely give the 1933 Wizard of Oz a watch. It's quite a delight.